Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
Yeah, but let's get two because it's a hell of a lot easier to make this work with two.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the episode of Keeping It Real with Najeh Wilkins. I am your host. Excited, jam-packed show today. Going to be talking to Moody, Alabama receiver Josiah Dozier. Got to see him up close and personal at Georgia Tech 707 Corky Kell Classic. So we're going to talk to him, talk about his season, and then we'll get into some tail of the tape, including Logan and Inagawa from Starr's Mill. Big game this weekend. And also Luke Ullrich from Colleyville, Texas. So we'll talk about his film as well, and then conclude with the top 10 headlines for the weekend. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Josiah Dozier from Moody, Alabama.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's been a minute, man. Haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah. It's been since, 707, Georgia Tech?
Yes, sir. 707 Georgia Tech, man. So, what you been up to, man? How's we'll talk about the season in a second, but just what you been up to, what's some things you've been doing?
Our season ended last week, third round against Ramsey. So now I'm in basketball, and we had 2 games, Monday and Tuesday. We won the first one Monday, then we lost Tuesday to a tough Pell City team. So I've been on basketball now.
Got you. And talk a little bit about that game against Ramsey. I seen it was a high-scoring game. Just what happened in that one? I know you guys been having a phenomenal year, but just talk about kind of that game and how you guys kind of fared.
So at first we came out with a strong mindset. We can beat these guys. But Ramsey, as we haven't heard, they're number 1 in state Alabama 5A. They're a very talented team, very fast, very physical. But we came out with a mindset that we can beat them, and we stuck to that mindset throughout the game. And then we made a lot of mistakes, and then those mistakes caught up with us at towards the end of the game. Then we just didn't get the win.
It be like that sometimes, man. But you're young, man. You're only a sophomore. Next year you'll be a junior.
Sir.
So just talk about some of the things you enjoyed first about sophomore season, and just the things you learned that you can take kind of into next year when you take that big role.
All right. Well, so my sophomore season was a journey. It was a journey. We faced a lot of adversity throughout the season with injuries. Just stuff wasn't going our way at the beginning of the season, and we fought. We kept keeping God first and just sticking to the plan, and mainly just the fact that I got to play with some of the seniors that I know I'm really close with. Most of the seniors on the team that I call my brothers. I was very I was passionate about helping them win. You know what I'm saying? I wanted them to win state this year. I took it very personal when we didn't get the win, but it was a fun experience for me this year.
And just talk about from that standpoint, some of the seniors, right? You talked about wanting to give your all and playing 100%. Talk about kind of the role they had just on impact on your career, as far as just the growth aspect, as far as learning from them and being able to take some critical things from them as you move forward with your career.
Is there? I can name a few that put an impact on my game and helped me strive to be better. Chase Jackson, senior DB, going to Coastal Carolina. Blaine Burke, senior running back, going to Arkansas State. Amon Lane, Nashard Amon, Gaines Lane, Elaine Gaines, he's going to Auburn. And AJ Madison, he's getting offers now. Those 4 really put put their foot down. It was like, you need to work and you need to, you know what I'm saying, to get where we're at right now. So I was following behind them and making sure, like, they're making sure that I was straight, making sure I was good, just making sure I was doing the right things, keeping the right mindset, staying on track with my grades, everything. They were just there for me. They were like a brother from another mother. And they were really hard on me. And, like, sometimes I took it personal, but it was only just because they wanted me to, like, help me get better so I could be better in the future.
Yes, sir. Well, for us that don't know, I really want to talk quickly about just Moody football. For those that don't see it, I know seeing you guys at 7-on-7, you guys are very competitive. You guys take it very seriously. You come in, you guys work hard, no nonsense. But talk about not just the Moody way, how Moody football is there in Alabama that we don't really know about. Don't get to see on a day-to-day basis like you do.
Well, Moody football is the place to be. We take everything step by step. We have a lot of, like, sayings. Like, standards are standard, so, like, we play to our standard, nothing less. We be the best to our ability. We're really a good we're a good team, and we're very coachable. We got a lot of good kids on our team. We're hardworking kids. Like,
Got you. And then just talk a little bit about your relationship with Jake Gannis, the head coach. Heard some really good things about your head coach. Just talk a little bit about him and the impact he's had just on your career and your progression as a player and as a person as well.
Is there, well, my freshman Coach Gannis, when I first heard about him moving to Moody, my dad had some type of relationship with him. He knew him from college or something. So my dad was like, I know Jake, you go over there with Jake. And as soon as I stepped foot on Moody campus, he came up to me and was like, hey, I'm Coach Gannis. And I was like, hey, I'm Josiah Dozier. And when I first came out, I played quarterback. And I was short. I was like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", like, it's like fat and chubby. And then through the season, my freshman year, he took me under his wing. He was like telling me what, like, this is how it's going to be. Because I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, I didn't play as much as a freshman. But he was like, this is how it's going to be. This is my expectation for you. He helps me to a high expectation because he knows I have potential. He sees potential in me. He just wants me to be the best I can be. But my relationship with him is very special. He takes very good care of me. He checks on me and stuff, and just makes sure I'm good as well, as far as the others too.
Yes, sir. And talk about that, just how you able to play up to a high expectation that a lot of people have for you. That can be kind of challenging, right? That could be hard because, you got to give your best effort 100%. Some days, you might not feel like it. Some days, you challenge a little bit. Talk about being able to play up to a high expectation.
Well, like I said, those four of my teammates / brothers, they're a big part of that too. They just like, so, like, as far as like playing to a high expectation, I really don't think about it as much. I just go out there and try to just play hard. You know what I'm saying? I know my family's in the stands. They got my back. My coach has my back. They have my back. So I just know if I go out there and give my all, they got my back. Even if I mess up, if I'm wrong, if I run the wrong route, you get into a scuffle or whatever, they got my back. I know they got my back, so I just go out there and give it my all.
Yes, sir. And I want to talk about kind of just your game, right? I went and watched your film, which I was very impressed with. What stood out to me was just your releases, right, and your ability in the open field. Like, you look like you're a big play waiting to happen. So let's talk about the release aspect of it. I know getting off the line, like, some of them were playing tight press coverage against you, and I know a lot of that has to do with footwork. If you're going to get the right room, your footwork has to be good, and you got to be able to get the right leverage in the corner. So just talk a little bit about that, how you worked on that part of your game, be able to create that separation from DBs and get open.
Yes, sir. Well, shout out. It's a big shout out to my receiver coach, Coach Mann. He's one of the main reasons why I'm getting like this. And shout out to my dad for helping me train as well. But I really just, since 7-on-7, I was like, I got a lot to work on as far as releases, because I wasn't that good in 7-on-7 with releases. So I knew that was one of the main parts I had to work on with my game. So I just I really just used like a lot of, I watched a lot of like Tank Dell and stuff, and then I try to put it in a way that I know I could like do it. Since I'm longer and taller than him, I put it in a way that I know I can do it, and I just work at it. I just work, and it's like, and it's God given talent that I'm just blessed to have and able to do that. So I really put a lot of work into it.
Before we talk about just the big playability, I want to revisit the name you just said, Tank Dell. I've talked to a lot of wide receivers. A lot of them your size, even taller, 6'4", 6'5", they talk about Tank Dell, right? When they watch film, and I've seen his name come up a lot. Probably heard his name like 6 or 7 times. So for you, what about his game that just impresses you? I know he's not a big receiver, he's 5'8", but he's making a big impact on the NFL level with Houston, with C.J. Stroud. So talk about what kind of says about his game and what you would just admire or like about it the most.
His mentality. He's not the biggest, not the fastest, not the strongest, but when he gets out there, it's you against him, and he wants to win, and he works. So I'm like, I know if he can do it, I know I can do it. You know, since the biggest, and I'm blessed again to have the height I got, and I look at him and I'm like, man, he can do it, so I know I can do it.
Yes, sir. And I don't want to talk about the other part of your game, just the big playability, right? Kind of talk to me about that. I seen some plays like, right, there was nothing there, right? You take a screen play, you're on the right side, you're able to go all the way to the left, turn it into what looks like a potential loss into a 10-yard gain. So just talk about where that comes from and how much you've worked on that part of your game.
Well, I really don't work on that as much, but when my number gets called, I try to make a play. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't have much to say about that. When my number gets called, I try to make a play.
Really? I mean, what do you attribute to? I mean, that's not easy to do. Sometimes you see guys do it and they're not able to do it. Just, at some you had to work on to be able to kind of get there to do it.
Well, yeah, true. Well, like I said, I don't even know what to say about it.
Interesting.
How to make plays.
Okay, well, let's talk about another aspect. I know you're in basketball now, so first off, what position do you play? And then second, how has that kind of helped you in the football aspect of it?
Right. Well, I play. Well, we don't have a really big team. We have a bunch of guards, so I play mainly the 3 sometimes. But it helps me with my mindset, because in basketball it's more in the open, more people it's more of talkative atmosphere. So I use the basketball stuff to help me with the football stuff and the trash talking, all the other stuff, and I use that to help me focus more.
And then when it comes to playing ball, do you see a difference in just hand-eye coordination? Does it help you reel in the ball a little bit, better and things like that?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, it helps me with quickness of my hands. So with passes, in basketball, pass can come anytime. But whether as football, it develops, But basketball is now. If you get a pass, it's now. So I'm always ready, and it works out in both ways, basketball and football.
Now, talking about basketball, what are some goals you kind of want to accomplish individually and as a team this year, and just some goals you set forth that you want to accomplish in 2023?
Win the state. Win the state.
Simple as that. And then what about individually?
Try to hit 1,000 points my sophomore year.
It's a good goal. That's a good goal. Okay. So now I want to talk about playing basketball. Do you run track as well?
Yes, sir. I jump, and I do long jump and triple jump, and I may get into some running to get faster for football.
Okay, got you. So kind of talk about that part too. So you're basically a 3-sport athlete. So talk about kind of how that's just helped you overall just as an athlete playing multiple sports. Sometimes you'll see one guy stay fixated on just one sport, but you're playing 3. So kind of talk about balancing all that and how it's kind of helped you on the football field as well.
It's fortunate to me because all of my sports are at different times of the year, and so that's a good part about it, or the best part about it. I don't have to jam all sports in one little season, but they're all spread out. It helps me with I have asthma, and it helps me with my endurance, my breathing, and strength. It helps me with all that, and it gets me prepared for the next sport, and the next sport, and the next. So I just take every sport serious, and I make sure I give it my all. Because, like I said, the seniors, they also do the same sports as me too. They all play basketball, track, and football. So I just do the best I can for them.
And then real quick, just talk about that one more time just to revisit the seniors. Just how important has those relationships just been just overall, not even just on the football field, but just off the field, building those relationships with them.
Off the field, yes, sir.
Yeah, just how's it helped you?
They've helped me with my maturity help me with just like a bunch of stuff in life, man. Like personal stuff. I just really love them, and they're really like a brother, like my brothers from another mother. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. And then I want to talk about when you get back on the football field, what's kind of your plans? What do you want to work on this offseason to get better?
On my route running and just putting my all into trying to get Blue Mat win the state.
Got you. And then how do you just prepare and work on your route running? How does that kind of just get better and kind of improve that?
Sometimes I feel like sometimes this not crispy enough. So I go outside. I mean, I go to the field and I work at it, and I just try to get better at it and make sure that I know I can run my route at 100%, 110%, and make sure I get all cuts. Make sure I sail vertical every route. Just make sure I just run a good route.
Yes, sir. Well, talk a little bit about kind of your relationship with your quarterback, Charlie Johnson. What's that kind of just meant to you off the field, and then on the field, how special that's been and being able to build that rapport with him?
Is there? Well, me and Charlie are like we were in the same shoes. It's our first year starting varsity, first year like playing in a big atmosphere. So I took everything he said serious. I made sure that he felt comfortable throwing the ball, trusting me, really just making sure that he trusts me, and I trust him to make a good pass, and he trusts me to make a good catch. So I just like really put my all into it and just really was there to like make sure he's comfortable and was able to trust.
Yes, sir. And then I got to ask this, man, what is your favorite route just to run? I mean, there's so many of them. You got the slot fade, you got the slant, the dig, you got the post, you got the deep route. What's your favorite route to run, man?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Don't tell me a screen.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Don't tell me a screen.
That's a screen. It's a screen.
Why a screen? That's the point you get most blown up.
My linemen, they block well. So I just run behind them.
Wow. They really like the screen. I would have never guessed that.
A tunnel screen. Yeah, it's a tunnel screen.
Tunnel screen. Really? Nah.
I swear.
I would have never guessed that, man. That makes sense, sir. Though. That definitely makes sense. All right, man. So a couple more. I'm going to let you go. Just what's some goals you want to accomplish next season? You're going to be in a bigger role. So how do you just kind of prepare? I know you talked about the route running and improving and playing the sports, but how do you just be able to relish? So when Coach Gannon throws you out there next year and he's like, well, I need you, Josiah, I need you, the other junior, I need y'all to step up. Y'all going to be a big part of this offense. How do you kind of take that and kind of run with it?
Well, I see it as like he trusts me. He trusts me to be the guy and trusts me to make plays for him and the team. So I take it personal, and I make sure everyone else around me works as hard as I'm working or work 10 times harder to be better than me or to be like somewhere close to where I want them to be or like the team needs to be. So I just like take that, let that soak in, and it's like strictly dialed in and trying to get better.
Got you. And then I noticed you're listed as an athlete, man. So what other position do you play on the football field?
I play corner and safety.
Okay. Do you got a favorite position you like to play? And then talk about just the differences of playing route receiver, corner, and safety, and what you got to do to be prepared to play them at a high level.
Wait, say it again. It cut out.
No problem. So I said, what do you have to do to kind of be prepared to be able to play all those positions at a high level, and which one of those are kind of your favorite?
Oh, okay. So it takes like a lot of preparation. It takes me watching film, learning, and like so if I'm at defense, I have to watch a lot of offensive film, and really just take pride in that because they trust me to play both sides of the ball. So I just take pride in that. But I really don't have a favorite. I just wherever they put me, I try to make a play and be a dog, like I've said before, and try to be the best.
Simple as that. Okay, and last question, man. Where can we find you as far as this year? You on social media? I know you due for a big year next year, but how can we follow you? And what's kind of just been your favorite thing about just playing Moody football?
Y'all can. I have all socials. I have not Snapchat. I have Instagram. I have Twitter. I have my Huddle account. But y'all can find me through a lot of Twitter. I be on Twitter a lot. But Moody football is just like I love Moody football. I just love playing the game of football. Football is like the best sport ever invented. It is the best sport ever invented. No hatred to the other sports, but football is the best sport ever invented. And I just love the fact that I just love Moody, you know?
Yes, sir. Well, Josiah, thanks so much, man, for just checking in. I love the relationship we just built, and you coming on the show, man, to kind of just talk about just your career and playing Moody football. I really love the interviewing back at Georgia Tech in the summer. And stay in touch, man, and keep doing your thing. I'll keep supporting.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, so that's Moody, wide receiver, athlete, Josiah Dozier. We're going to take a quick break and be back on the other side.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and conclude with the top 10 headlines for the weekend. Luke Ullrich and also Logan Inagawa. I'm going to do a separate tell of the tape for you guys, do it on my personal channel, and break down you guys' tape at a separate time. So I'm going to tag you guys for that. I do apologize, but we're going to go and do top 10 and just conclude the show. All right, so let's start there. Number one, GHSA Executive Director Robin Hines announced yesterday that he's retiring August 1st. He started his tenure at GHSA Director in June of 2017, so he is announcing his retirement. Number two, Jordan Triplett sets all-time rushing yards holder for 9,028 yards for his career. Plays for Frederica Academy. Number three, PBR drops their 2025 top 275 as baseball begins to heat up. We'll talk about that at another date. Number four, got to give some love to Colton Wilbanks out of Chestatee High School in Gainesville, Georgia. First 4 games, 35 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. Second game, 33 points and 12 boards. Third game, 27 points and 14 boards. Fourth game, 33 points and 11 rebounds. Number five, Walnut Groves continues to roll. Picked up some big wins this season. Lanier, Pebblebrook, Parkview, some really outstanding players in Chase Rue, Terrence Barima, and also Marcus Smith having great years. Number six, former Grayson great Jamal Haynes makes third team All-ACC after a great season for Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Finished the season with 931 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2023. Number seven, Milton quarterback Luke Nickel wins 2023 High School Football Player of the Year by 680 The Fan. He was chosen by Buck Ballou, who is a Georgia High School Football Hall of Famer. Number eight, Tyler Atkinson lands first NIL deal with Zenith. Zenith is a Detroit-based company focused on football helmets and innovation. He also will spend a summer internship with them. Atkinson is rated as high as the number 12 player in the country, number 2 linebacker as well. Number 8 will be Mountain View, off to a hot start as well, 5-0. Picked up another big road victory against North Gwinnett, 72-49. Big time win for them. At number 9. And then number 10, Corky Kell basketball. Get your tickets. It's all on our social medias starting at 11 a.m. The matches will be Norcross Douglas Atlanta, West Forsyth Lanier, Norcross Baldwin, River Ridge versus Brookwood as well. So that's all we got for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Craig's show. Craig, who you going to have? Stars Mo head coach. You guys want to definitely get tuned for that. They look to punch their first ticket to the state championship since 2010. So stay tuned for that. That's all I got. We'll see you guys later. Peace.